Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn energy reading, and I'm going to use my Gilded Tarot. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, the links are down below. All right, so let's do the Celtic Cross. So let's look at the current situation. We have Six of Wands, so that's a good one. And what is the challenge? What's crossing that? A relationship, Two of Cups. What do you need to focus on? Five of Pentacles. What are you leaving behind? What is past energy? Four of Swords. What are your strengths? King of Cups. Near future. Oh, I like that. Knight of Pentacles. What is the advice? Ten of Swords. The environment. Charge. Ready to move forward. It's kind of cool because that knight is kind of looking at that, like they're both looking at each other, I feel like. All right, hopes and fears. We have another knight, okay? And then potential outcome, we have Four of Wands. All right, very interesting. Let's see, so we have the current situation is the Six of Wands, which I feel like is a good situation, but what's crossing that, the challenge is the Two of Cups. I kind of feel like it's, my first thought is that a relationship is affecting you in a negative way. And I kind of feel like you want to end one relationship and you want to start another relationship for some reason. All right, we have Page of Wands, communication. So that could be what's going on with you in this relationship, is what you're struggling with. Is I feel like you want change in this relationship. Now, this could be a friendship, a family member. It could have to do with your work. I feel like you want change in a relationship. I feel like you're changing. You want change within that, and I feel like communication is the challenge here. It could be that maybe you don't even know how to communicate to this person that you want change. I feel like maybe you have something that's going on in your mind. I just feel like you want to move away from this Two of Cups. That's what I'm feeling like. What do you need to focus on? I feel like it's focusing on your true emotions and your feelings. Sometimes it's like our head saying one thing, but our heart saying another thing. And I feel like yours is in conflict. I definitely feel we have the King and Queen of Cups right here. And I almost feel like you want to give up on something. I feel like you're just not interested in something. I feel like you're not being true to what it is that you're feeling about this relationship, this connection. I feel that, like I said, I feel like your heart is saying one thing and your head saying another thing. And sometimes that can be very frustrating and it can be confusing. And it's like, oh no, what do I do here, right? So that's something. I just feel like you really just have to ask yourself those questions, and you really have to be true to yourself about what you really want. Sometimes I feel like we know what we want, but we just haven't really come to terms with taking actions on that. We have your past. What are you leaving behind? We have the Six of Cups. I feel like it's a relationship that's been around for a long time, but I just feel like it hasn't brought you that excitement. I feel like you've lost that connection. I feel like this could be a job that maybe you've been in this job for a really long time, that you want change, but you feel committed to it because you've been doing it for a long time. But it's almost become stagnant. It's become stale. This could be a partnership, the friendship, family member, whatever that is, that you're just not feeling that connection. I feel like you just kind of want to branch out on your own. Exactly, the Three of Wands. I feel like you're always exploring. I feel like you're always wanting to challenge yourself. I feel like you're in that energy of that you want that new challenge. You want that new relationship. That's what I feel like. I feel like that's what you want, is you want your cup to overflow. I feel like it hasn't been doing that in a long time. I feel like you've sort of been settling for things for quite a while. But I don't feel that it was a bad situation. I don't feel it was toxic or it was negative or it was bad. I just feel like you were just kind of going with it, right? It was just sort of, sometimes we have those times in our life where we have those ups and we have those downs. And then we have those times where everything's just kind of, going along. It's just, it's day to day. It's not anything too crazy. It's not anything too bad. It has little ups and downs within that. but it's pretty much steady. And I feel like that's kind of what you've been doing. But I feel like what you have coming in for you is the Sun, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles. And I feel like you're ready for that change. Like you're ready for that excitement. You're ready for that. You have all these new ideas. I feel like you have all of these new opportunities could be coming in. I almost feel like something was around you that made you realize, you know what, I think I'm ready for change. Sometimes we see maybe other people are reaching goals, or other people are doing things, or we're like, you know what, I kind of miss that. Like I miss that excitement. I miss that challenge. Of course, sometimes it's like, be careful what you wish for, because sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, why did I ask for that when it was so easier just to leave the way things are? But ultimately, I feel like challenging yourself and pushing yourself and making life more exciting, I feel like that's what makes life life. And I feel like eventually that new thing that you try, that becomes regular, and then it's like you want to move on from there. The environment, I feel like it's trying to figure out, where do I go on from here? I feel like it's looking at those things and figuring out, okay, I really need to ask myself if this is something that I want to focus on, if this is something that I want to move on from. I feel like you do. I feel like you want change. I kind of feel like it's something that you've gotten to the point where you're like, how do I move on from this? Reaching out, I feel like hopes and fears is, I almost feel like your hopes and fears is like, if you make this change, will this be a positive change? And that's when you move on from something that you know works and you want to try something new. It can be very scary, because you're like, well, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if this is going to, be as great or as rewarding as what I'm thinking it is. But I feel like if you never try, you'll never know. But also to put yourself in that energy of, okay, that if I have those challenges, that I'm going to push through, that I'm going to keep going. And for future, for a potential outcome, I feel that's super cool is that new partnership. And it could be that new business, that new job, that new opportunity. It could be a new relationship, because we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. But I feel like it's something that you're happy that you made the changes, that you're happy that you took that chance, that you're happy that you went through this process. Now, this process could take a month, it could take a year, it could take 10 years, but whatever that is. But I feel like it's that process that you're going through because you're feeling that need for change, and you're wanting change, and you're taking actions for the change. And that it helps you to feel, it's almost like that process is exciting, because you're like, wow, I'm changing things up, right? It may just be moving to a new area. Maybe you've lived in the same area since your childhood, and you're like, you know what, I really feel like I want to explore different parts of the country, or I want to try something new or something different. Or sometimes making one change leads to a whole bunch of other changes, and that's pretty exciting, and I feel like that's what makes life exciting, instead of just accepting things the way they are. Especially, it's okay if you're not questioning that, but I feel like you're questioning that. I feel like with the Two of Cups crossing, and it could be a relationship. Maybe the relationship that you've had with someone has kind of fizzled out, that you're not feeling that connection, and you're feeling like you want to branch out, or you want to go in a different direction, or you want to explore things that maybe that person doesn't want to explore, or maybe you want to move away, but you're going to lose that connection with that person. But it's like, if that's something that you feel that you want to do that's best for you, then that's what you need to do. A leg up. I feel like a leg up is always, to me, I feel like a leg up is giving yourself a leg up. That if you're having these feelings, help yourself out, like explore things, give yourself that chance to see, okay, well, this is the idea that I have, this is what I want to do, let me explore and see if it's an actual possibility, right? If it's getting a new job, starting a new business, it could be a new relationship, and really thinking, okay, if I leave this relationship and I leave this person, where does that leave me? What does that bring me towards, right? What is it that I'm searching for, that if I feel that this connection isn't working for me, what is it that I'm looking for? And why do I feel I need to move forward? I feel like asking yourself all of those questions. And when I want to change something or I want to do something, it was like before I bought my horse, I'm like, okay, and I thought about it for quite a while, quite a few months, and I'm like, okay, so what does my life look like if I purchase a horse? Like, how is my life going to change? What does that look like? What does that feel like? What are the responsibilities? What are the negatives? What are the positives? And I try to put myself in that energy. Okay, I have a horse now, so I have to go out to the barn. I have to check on it. I'm going to have vet bills. I'm going to have, I have to pay for boarding. I have to pay for the farrier. It's like all of these new expenses are going to be coming into my life. And it's also that responsibility of I'm going to have to, go out to the barn, and can I do that in my life? And so that's what I usually do, is try to really imagine myself that if I want change, what does that look like to me? What does that feel like to me? And I feel like that helps me to understand, okay, yeah, I want to do that, or no, I don't think I'm truly ready for that. We have legacy, persistence. I feel like if it's something that you feel that you want change, I feel like it's not giving up on yourself and to keep pushing forward. Like I said, this could be 1 year, this could be 10 years. It doesn't mean that it's something that has to be done. But if you're feeling that, to explore that. So those are my Star Dragon card, and then these are my Spirit Animal cards. Okay, so we have Buffalo Spirit. The abundant universe will provide, and I feel that that's very true, because I feel like the signs will let you know. If you're not trying to push something, or you're not trying to force something, like you're kind of taking your time and you're seeing what's going on, I feel like things will start to fall into place for you, and you'll start seeing those signs, and everything will start lining up, and then you'll be like, you know what? I think that the time is right. I feel like things are lining up. I feel like the universe is trying to show me, hey, that I need to start doing this or start looking into this. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.